Hey guys, and we're back for another video. This is my fiance.
How's it going?
His name is Mike. Let's get it started. Today we're going to have a debate on a couple of hot topics. So let's talk about prenuptial agreements.
Any guy who's getting married, whether you have a lot or whether you have a little, I think every guy should at least consider a prenup. Because let's face it, in this day and age, unfortunately, it's a lot of gold diggers. Let's just be honest. It's women that will marry you just to get your stuff and then leave you high and dry.
When it comes to this conversation, I'm a little bit torn. Like, there are a lot of shiesty women out here who definitely just want to take, a dude for all he has and get a free meal ticket. But for the most part, I think that most people are good-natured. And so I would feel like I fall into the category of the good-natured people who basically want to just have a great life with somebody. And it's not really about money, not really about what you bring to the table, because I can technically fend for myself. So I'm not after what you have. I already have a decent life on my own, but I just know that overall it's better to have a family.
Well, prenups can also do a little bit more. They can protect you in case, let's just say, I think a fear that most guys have when they get married is, one, yes, their wife divorcing them and pretty much taking half of their crap that they worked hard for. But another thing is your wife committing infidelity and end up getting pregnant with some other guy, and you end up having to raise that kid.
I can't argue with that, but at the same time, it's like, if you're marrying somebody and you love them, and so therefore you trust them to a certain degree, why would you feel like you needed to protect yourself from, I don't know. So just the idea of being a father to a child that's not yours, okay, that is a horrible scenario, but it's like, what if that never happened? What else are you trying to ensure yourself of?
The thing is, what you're feeling now, people are human. What you're feeling now might not last forever. So it could be, hey, I loved you then, but now I don't love you. I want to move on. And guess what? I'm taking half your two. It's like, wait, I thought we were, I thought we were good. Wasn't everything going great? Where did this come from? And you're taking half my stuff too? I've worked hard.
Yeah. Now, in a marriage where you basically are the main breadwinner and you're going into it with a wife who is basically, like, call it what it is, broke, so she ain't got anything, and she's just basically moving into your stuff.
Definitely get a prenup.
Yeah, I mean, of course, a prenup. But if the wife technically is moving into your house, leaving her house behind, well, you've got nothing to lose, because if you did break up, she would have a house to go to, you would have a house to go to, so why would she need to take yours? And then the strength of, like, in our situation, like, I make enough to where it's like, obviously I'm not in need of a man like that. There's women that literally need a dude to pay this bill and another dude to pay that bill, so she's throwing it his way. I'm not like that. Well, just say this, my relationship with you is purely based off of feelings.
At the same time, and I'm not speaking for you, but I'm saying in general, divorces can be ugly. So therefore, if a divorce is ugly, your partner might not behave in that type of situation. Your partner might have vengeance and just pure maliciousness as their agenda. And their agenda is to basically get away from you and ruin you at the same time. But let's just face it, in this day and age, it's a lot of women who ruined it for a lot of good women. Feel bad, because if you're a good woman, us guys, at this point, because we've been put through the ringer, the laws barely protect us, if actually don't protect us at all. I'm not going to say there is no grounds for it, because yes, some guys are dirty, but let's face it, it's some guys who aren't. In the same way good women pay the price, so do good guys pay the price for it. Which leads us to the next thing. Every guy, regardless of whether you're married or not married, should get a paternity test before you put your name on that child's birth certificate.
And I think, well, to me, it just depends on the type of relationship that you have. If you have a relationship that you can trust the woman then yeah, you don't need a paternity test. Especially like sometimes the kid will come out and like that's my kid. The scenarios where she wasn't your wife and you don't know what she was doing all the time, then yeah, for sure, like duh. But if you're married, that's like offensive to your wife, because it's like, wait a minute, getting a paternity test for your wife's kid, especially if she's giving you no reason, like if she's giving you no reason to do it, it makes it seem like you just have hardcore trust issues.
Trashy women have ruined it for the good women, because at this point, let's just be honest, as a woman, you know what comes from you. A guy, we don't know. And the thing is, I feel even if you are married, you should get a paternity test, because you might not see the signs. A lot of guys don't see the signs until it's too late. You could, your spouse could be cheating on you and you won't see the signs until it's too late. So rather than finding out later on after you're already locked into that 18-year contract where you have to pay for a child that's not yours, why not eliminate the doubt and get the paternity test? Now, yes, the argument that most women have is, you don't trust me, you're trying to make me seem like a whore. This is where it runs into an issue. But I think at this point, it's really not about trust. As a guy, you don't really know who you can trust. My thoughts is, I don't ever want to put myself in a situation where my trust can be taken advantage of.
So is there ever a point where you feel like you can fully trust your wife? I mean, what is it going to take? When I have a child, I'm going to need my wife to give me a paternity test. I got that part. So do you want it with every single child that's within that marriage?
I'm not going to lie. I probably would.
So where is the end point? Where is the end point? Where do you get to
when we don't have any children?
No, I'm saying though, like when because don't you feel like that would lead to other areas of distrust?
And you know what? And that's the thing too. And not saying that you don't trust your wife, but at the same time, there's situations where high school sweethearts were married. They got married, been married for years, and then the husband finds out later on that his child isn't even his. It's like, wow, this was my high school sweetheart, and the child isn't even mine. And the heck, I even had a classmate of mine find out that his child wasn't his. So the argument that women have is that y'all don't trust us. And yes, that is a good argument, but if you could just see it from our point of view, yes, I'm trying to look at it from y'all point of view.
Okay. And on that point, I think I agree. When you mention the law, and I can definitely see the discrepancy between the way men are treated after a marriage is dissolved and how the court system does favor the woman, I'm not gonna lie, I do see that. So I completely understand, and that's why if you have a request for that, I'm not gonna argue with it, because it's simple to understand. You just want to protect yourself in a world that's kind of geared towards putting a man down in a lot of ways. Not always, for sure, but when it comes to relationships and marriage, for sure. I just want to get to the point where we can get away from that, where we can all just get away from the idea where marriage is just this horrible thing. And I think women sometimes are afraid to get married because they feel like they don't want to be stuck with the wrong guy. That's what I think a lot of women fear about marriage. Like, you fear being financially ruined. I think women feel like scared that they'll end up stuck with the wrong guy. Like, that's just the only thing that a woman could fear, because they already are getting something better financially out of it. Because when you move in with somebody, finances are split and this and that. So it helps her in that way. And then if she has a child, she can file taxes and get money back free from the government for just being a mom. So there's all kind of benefits for women out there, like, clearly. I myself have even reaped benefits from it. So I'm not going to argue with it. And I can just concede to the idea that you want a prenuptial and you want paternity tests. And I'm just going to sit there like, okay, I already knew. I got nothing to fear.
Well, I mean, again, like I said, in my opinion, it's just insurance. It's like home security. Has their house ever been broken into? No, but in case something happens. That's how I look at it.
Yeah. And so leave your comments below. Tell us what you think. Do you agree with us? And tell us about your story. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you next time.